Hi, my name is Kevin McDonald, and I'm declaring my independence. Independence from what? Why, negative thoughts and energy, of course. Chief among them, hate, division, and fear. You see, I know that we're all one, and together we can solve any problem, save our planet and each other. Please, join me as we come together as one and choose a better way to be. So now, let's begin with my independence report. Well, this is a live broadcast, so we're going to test this and make sure that it works. Can you guys hear me?
Yes.
Yes, loud.
Oh, yay!
Yay!
How'd you fix it?
I have no clue.
Shit, we have her phone. When her phone rings, everything shuts off.
Yeah.
Oh, I get it. I get it. So this is the Soulful Femmes, and this is Stevie and Cheryl. Welcome, ladies. How are you?
We're fine,
We're
Kevin.
great.
Thanks for having us today.
Oh, more than welcome. And I wanted to put a shout out to MTS Management Group and Michael Stover, who is responsible for helping us get together. And this is Thursday, and we are going to be doing all of, not necessarily all, but a lot of Michael's clients and people he works with on Thursdays. So we're going to have a musical day. It's really going to be fun.
Great.
Fantastic.
Wonderful.
Yes, it is. And we're going to talk about you guys right now because you are a lot of fun and your music is terrific. You have a beautiful voice, by the way, Stevie.
Thank you. I appreciate that. Thank you. Thank you.
And you play the guitar extraordinarily well, too.
Well, thank you for that.
It's not too bad.
I appreciate it.
How did the two of you get together?
Oh, you want me to do it this time?
Sure, why not?
Okay. We met. We've been asked this question a lot, I guess you could tell.
Oh, bad.
Yeah. And we actually met. We were asked to do a blues show called Blues Goes Pink, and it was nothing but women on the bill. And I'd never met Cheryl. In fact, I didn't know anybody in the band or maybe one person, I think. And I came to the rehearsal, and she heard me sing. And she asked the guys if they would like to build a group around me. I'm going, huh? And that's what happened. And we kind of I loved her playing. So who is this woman playing this guitar like this? Okay. And she asked me, I said, well, I wasn't going to. She asked, you asked them first before you asked me.
I asked the guys first. They said to me, do you know her? I said, no. I'm going to, so how do you feel? And they said, well, if you ask her. So I thought I've got nothing to lose. So I asked her. She said yes. And 4 weeks later, we won the International Blues Challenge out of Western Pennsylvania.
We did.
Wow. When was that? How long ago was that?
That was 2015.
Yeah, 2015.
2015.
So you guys have been together ever since. You've been together like 5 years now.
It's 5.5, 6 years.
Yeah.
We started with a 5-piece.
5-piece group.
And then we kind of felt stifled in terms of the type of music that we wanted to play.
Yes.
And me wanting to write. And so we kind of branched off as a duo on the side, and it took off almost immediately.
It did.
And so that's our story in a nutshell.
Yeah.
I have to tell you, your music is beautiful, and it's soulful, it's fusion jazz, it's all of that, and it really is. You guys are a pretty talented duo.
Thank you. Well,
Thank you.
I think the album reflects, I guess, all our influences, a lot of our influences as coming up in the business, and we just kind of like threw it in there.
Mm-hmm.
Threw it all in there.
And you must have become really good friends over this period of time.
Mutt and Jeff.
Yin and Jack.
Yeah. We get it all. But
Buffy and Taniqua,
I know.
that kind of thing.
Well, it's being a duo, you guys have to feed off each other's energy, and really work together and deal with the, I don't know if you want to call it ego, but the different styles and lives and stuff like that. So I applaud you for doing that.
Thank you.
Yes, we we're like sisters. I mean, we fuss, we argue, but in the end, we care and we love each other. And and we respect each other. And once you argue, you get things out and kind of figure things out, and it works out. And
Besides, nobody else would put up with us.
that's
so
true.
I find that hard to believe. You two seem to be such lovely people.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Now, you have got a gig that you're going to be playing here in just a few minutes, right?
Yes.
Yes, we are at the Giant Oaks Winery.
Yeah, that's here in Finleyville,
PA,
Pennsylvania.
and it's a beautiful winery. And really, Stevie and I found a home of sorts in wineries. Wineries have kind of taken off since COVID.
Yeah, and they want you to taste the wines all the time.
Yeah, well, that's why she does it, Kevin. But it's the wineries are just popping up all over, and the time is right. And then
we're gonna do a brewery,
right?
When?
I don't know, but
I think the wineries are kind of set up for it because it's relaxed and the wine tasting and all of that. There's a place up in Washington State called St. Michel Winery that hosts a lot of folks. You should check into them guys.
Okay,
for sure. We are so blessed to be booked as much as we're booked. We were booked towards the end of COVID too. I just think that having this duo and our style is just attractive to a lot of club owners, a lot of our fan base. And when we need to, we augment to a band, like we're doing the Pittsburgh Blues and Roots Festival.
Yes.
And we will it'll be 5-piece.
Yeah.
But you'll be in control of the 5-piece. That makes it different.
You know that.
Yes.
Already.
Because you're inviting them to play with you rather than the other way around.
Well, you know what? The thing is, we had a 5-piece and they were incredible musicians, but we started to work more as a duo.
Yeah.
And so it made sense for us to primarily be a duo. And then when we needed to augment, then we would augment.
Yeah.
But like I said, since COVID, we have been working a lot.
And during COVID, we were doing this
Finishing
our CD.
Mm-hmm.
It took a minute, but we did it, and I was kind of glad. I mean, I'm terrible for COVID, but glad that we had the time to be able to do this. And the studio got Rick Rakowski, Studio L. He was more than accommodating. Had wear masks down there, social distance. Only had a few people in the studio at a time. We did this. We did it.
Yeah.
And with the musicianship. Those musicians were off the chain. They were just wonderful. And they would come in and do their thing. So,
well, and I'll tell you, we have 3 songs lined up that we're gonna play with you, and one I want to play with you while you're still here, but you're gonna have to leave a little early, in probably about a half hour, a little bit less. Are you at the winery now?
Yes, we are.
Glass of wine. Are you all set up, ready to go?
Ready?
We're pretty much set up and ready to play.
You're set up, ready to go.
Yeah.
So now I want to ask you, Stevie. You have a beautiful voice. How have you been singing like forever?
Yes, as long as I can remember. I remember singing in my crib. I was standing in my crib and I was listening. I love this commercial, this ad that would come out. It was a beer commercial, and
who knew?
Yeah,
right.
And my mother didn't even know, and she asked me. I think I was a teenager, or maybe I was an adult. And she says, "What in the world were you singing when you were in your crib? Are you going abadoo, 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 dude?" The Duquesne beer commercial. Have a Duke, Duquesne. I couldn't say it, but I was going abadoo, abadoo, and I remember it in my crib. So I've been singing since I've been. Always singing. My parents sang, my mother sang, my mother played piano. We always had a piano in the house. I had a brother that sang.
So you were a musical family all the way through.
Well, musical family, but that's not what everybody did. I was just myself and my brother. We decided to go into entertainment and that kind of thing. But everybody else is doing something else. My mother was a police officer. My dad worked for.
Oh wow.
So it was just different, but. Yeah.
And Cheryl, you're a really good guitar player or guitarist, as I suppose. How long have you been playing guitar?
Way too long. since guitar lessons were a quarter and I had to walk 5 blocks, and that's a true story. I
That's
wasn't
number-
barefoot, but yeah, I did walk and they were a quarter. But I've been playing since I was like 8 or 9. I heard the Beatles, I heard the Monkees, and that was it. And I a lot of people felt like I shouldn't be playing guitar because back in those days, you didn't get female guitar players were, other
Nope.
than steeped in the blues, they were rare, right?
Yep, there's a band up my way that the Wilson sisters play, and I forget her first name. There's Ann Wilson, and but anyway, she's a fine guitar player. But in those days, you're right, women were not considered
No,
guitar playing material.
no,
So-
this is something that wasn't considered. And, my parents were very supportive, but other people were like, well, why don't you study piano? I have absolutely to this day no interest in the piano, nor the flute or anything like that. So I've been playing a long time.
And that's your passion, and this music that you're putting out is your passion. And since you're a duo, how do you guys come together to make sure that you both agree on the type of music that you're going to do, and the songs, and the format? And there they went, there they're back, and and the format and how it's all done.
Can you hear us now?
Can you hear
Yes,
us
I
now?
can. I can. This is live radio, so Yeah. So how do you, when you
Hold
put
on.
together can you hear me? Uh-oh.
Just hit it.
And testing 1, 2,
We're
3.
trying.
1, 2, 3. You'll come back. I know you will.
Can you hear us?
I can hear you. Can you hear
Go back.
me?
Go on and off.
Can
Can you hear us now?
I can hear you still. Yep, you can.
Oh my
That's
God.
the issue is you can't hear me. I can hear you.
How about now?
I can hear you now. I can still hear you.
Where'd
You're
you go?
still.
I don't know. That's a share. Oh no, Cheryl, that's not it.
That's
That's a share, Cheryl.
that's.
There's camera. There's mic, camera, and mic. Here, let me do the audio.
And there
Can you
we
hear
are.
me? There it is.
I can hear
Audio should
you.
be on.
I can hear you.
Okay, is it on now?
It's on. It's on, and on my end, it's working. And you just try it now. Is it working now?
Oh, Cheryl.
There we go. Well,
Telephone call.
so the two ladies that we're talking to are Soulful Femmes. They are Stevee Wellons and Cheryl Rinovato something, and they're working on getting their connection together so that we can continue. But it's just modern technology.
We're
and
gonna
we'll
keep trying.
just keep
Just
going.
call in yours. Okay. Call in yours.
Keep working on it. It will work. It will work. And I'm going to keep talking. Hello. Can you hear me now?
Hi.
Can you hear me? Can you hear me now? How about now? Can you hear me now? And we keep on working on it. And Stephanie just
There we go.
You can hear me
We're
now.
back.
You're back.
Turn yours off, Cheryl.
So that's
It's still on.
I see. Oh wait a minute! I gotta add you to the stream. Hold on.
Okay.
Okay, I added.
Cancel.
You're gonna have to turn one of the cell phones off.
Yeah, turn your phone off, Cheryl.
Okay, so you should be.
Let's just go online.
Cheryl, which one are you using? Mine or yours, honey? Turn yours off. Cheryl, turn yours off. There we go.
There you go. Now
I'm showing how to use her phone. We're on my phone now. We're on
very
mine.
nice. Wow, that's cool. So what I was asking was, well, first of all, before I don't want us to run out of time before we play this song. So
Yes.
we're gonna play 40 Under, right?
Yes.
And how did this song come to be?
Ooh.
I get asked that a lot.
Go ahead.
Uh, go ahead. In a nutshell, it's a song about a great loss. When you lose someone in your life, that's probably the biggest loss ever. And that's what that's about. So to really understand it, you got to listen to the words. But that's what it's about.
Now, you wrote this song, right?
Yes.
And was it because of personal tragedy that happened in your life?
Yes.
I'm
Did
so
again, my phone rang.
I am so sorry. Well, I'll tell you what, because I wanted you to see
This
this.
is Jeff Montgomery. Okay, now mine's doing the same thing. Oh, these darn phones drive me crazy.
You know, part of it is when you're inside like that,
camera.
sometimes
Okay,
the signal gets.
Try to get.
Oh, you're on mute.
Can you hear us now?
I can hear you now.
Cheryl. We're having you switching back and forth. This is crazy. Oh my God.
That's what live radio is. Well, then they went away. Again, and that just kind of happens. They're actually at a venue because they're going to be playing here in a little bit, and I'm lucky enough that they wanted to take the time to talk to us briefly, and they're back in. And can you hear me?
Back and forth. Yes, I can hear you.
Oh, awesome. So, well, this is just a challenge. So you know, but the important thing is to get the word out about the music, because the music is what's key. And so why don't we do this? And I'm going to play 40 under. Okay. And then we'll come back and hopefully we'll get the connection all fixed, and then we'll be able to talk for a few minutes. And then I'm going to let you guys go to work, because what is it? What time do you go on? 6?
6 o'clock.
6 o'clock. How long are you going to play for?
Till 9. 6 to
9.
Can your voice, I wanted to ask a singer like you, can your voice hold up for 3 hours?
Yes, it does. I guess because I don't sing well. We have breaks in between, of course, and I'm also a vocal coach. I teach voice as well, so I know what to do to save my voice and how to sing, so I don't get tired. So my voice doesn't get tired.
Oh, that's really good, because you don't want to. That's a gift that you have, that you want to have it keep on giving.
Well, that's also good because I can't sing a note. So,
well, then you become an instrumental band.
Right, exactly.
Yes. So, okay, so this is 40 under, and please, ladies and gentlemen, listen to the words. I think they're very important. And now, did you want to mention that there was somebody else playing on this with you?
Yes. Yes. You know, we almost this is Stevee's favorite song on the CD, and we almost dropped it because I needed someone to come in and play slide in a very powerful bar nothing style. And the woman the first person I thought of was Joanna Connor, who's out of Chicago, who has brand new CD out. She's backed by Joe Bonamassa, and who produced her latest CD. And I called her, and she was gracious. She said, absolutely, I'd love to do it. And she hit the nail on the head with this one.
Oh, that's awesome. You know, it seems to me, now correct me if I'm wrong, but it seems to me that the musical community kind of rallies around each other and works together with each other, because you're all in pursuit of the common thing. Is that fair?
I think that's fair.
I think that's fair, yes.
Yeah, I mean, we're all in support. We're not in competition. The blues community is, as you know, is a rather small community.
Yeah.
And we really support each other.
We do.
And no matter what level, local, regional, national, we really do support each other, and we're blessed that way. And you're going to hear it on this song.
Yes, you will.
Oh, and I'll tell you, the reality is the blues started it all.
Yes.
Way back when, in the 40s and 50s, and there were copies that made their way to England and because Liverpool was a coastal city and had a lot of ships come by, and there's some people that live in Liverpool. I don't know if you know this, but that's where my favorite band came from.
Yep.
And they got these copies of the blues coming from the United States,
Mhm.
and eventually that became a big part of their sound.
Oh, a lot of people's sound.
A lot of people
Yes.
sound blues. A lot of things came from the blues, jazz.
By the way, that's a title for another song.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, a lot of things came from the blues.
Yeah.
That would be good. Okay, this is the Soulful Femmes, and this is 40 Under.
Look down at me, Lord. What do you see? Shadows of gray, Lord, following me. What is behind me is yet to be. 40 under, looking at me. Colors so low, see faded and scarred. Roads that are near me will always be far. What is intended will never be.
And that is a Soulful Femmes. By the way, ladies, where'd you come up with the name? I mean, I know it makes sense. You're soulful and you're feminine, but
That's kind of where we came
Yeah,
up.
okay, that's it right there.
We wanted something different, and we wanted soulful in the name because we feel like we do a lot. What we do is soulful.
what you do is beautiful.
Thank you.
It is awesome. And the nice thing is, Stevie, I saw you singing, so now you've warmed up while you were doing this. So you're all ready to go for the show.
I just love that song. It just, ooh.
Oh, it's a great song, and it speaks to you. It speaks to you, and it's got a message,
Yeah.
which is because everybody that I know, and the older I get, the more it's true. Everybody I know has experienced loss in their life,
Yes.
and
That's true.
you got to get through it.
You have to.
And that's why that ballad is so powerful. You know, it's not pretty, but we don't do pretty very well. If you listen to this, we do it okay, but we're more we like to be powerful in our music and our arrangements and our interpretations of things.
Yes.
It's just our personalities.
It's kind of a catch-22 because you two are beautiful ladies, and you've come up with powerful music. That's great.
Well, thank you.
Thanks.
We really appreciate that.
Thanks.
Well, it's just awesome, and I'm glad we got the connection figured out so that we could kind of finish this off in a good way.
In a
Yes,
good way.
in
As
a
long
good
as nobody else calls, we're good to go on her
Yes.
phone. So we'll see. We'll see if next phone call will. Oh, no, nobody calls. So we'll see.
Well, that's all right because it is. We're coming close to the time when you guys got to go anyway, and I don't want to put any pressure on you.
Well, no,
So go ahead.
no, we're fine. One thing I'd like to mention, something that I can't believe has happened to us.
Wow.
The album has only been out for 2 weeks.
Yeah.
And it hit number 2 on the RMR Soul's Blue charts. So it's number 2. It's at number 2.
Congratulations! After it's on its way to number 1.
I know.
Well, if
gosh.
it doesn't,
if it doesn't, that's fine. I'm glad we're on the chart. That we just
number 2. I mean, how does that
how's that happen?
We don't know how it happens.
We don't know. It's just it's great. I can't believe it. We're kind of like stunned. We're like, what?
They like us.
They like us.
Well, that means that you're going to have a full house, and you're going to start selling out more, and people are going to be paying attention to you, and it gives you a platform and a voice.
Well, yes, and I think there's some opportunities that have been offered to us.
Yes.
Out West Coast.
Oh yeah, we're
and
out West Coast.
We're going to go out to the West Coast to record,
Yes.
and so we're working on the next project
Already, but yeah.
So, but we're excited. I mean, at this stage in our life, and then we'll leave it at that, Kevin. Don't ask.
Yeah.
No, I'm not going to ask.
Don't ask.
I know better.
Our very good friend, Anna Popovich, she's a very good friend of ours and a dear, dear person.
We opened for a lot.
And she,
Opened for her,
yes, we
yes.
opened for her a lot, but she always told us, do not reveal your age.
Ageless, timeless, and meaningless anyway.
That's right, especially in the blues. So, no, but
At any time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's who you are and the energy that you vibrate with, and you guys, I imagine, are very high energy on stage.
We are.
We've
No,
kind
he's
of,
right. No, he's right. We are.
well, you know, we went to Colorado we were invited to the Women in Blues out in Colorado.
Yes, that was fun.
And they had never really seen us perform. So, you know, we went out there and there was a band of women behind us. You know, there was like 5 or 6 women,
Yeah.
all incredible artists.
Fantastic artist.
And Bridget Kelly Fick out of Florida, Gainesville, Florida.
she invited us to it.
She
didn't
invited us out.
She'd never seen us perform though.
She said, so I want you to get up there and just do your thing. And we said, okay, yeah. So we got up there and we did our thing.
Yes.
And afterwards, she said, I'm dumbfounded. I got way more than I bargained for. You guys take the stage. You take it. And that's kind of what we do.
That's what we do. I don't get me wrong. I love being in the studio and but get me on the stage.
Well, singing live and being on the stage and getting the appreciation and just taking it to that next level, because you guys, I sense that and I haven't seen you perform, but I sense that you're very powerful online or on stage performers.
Yeah, we
That would be-
that would be
Well, even when we're doing like the wineries, you know, the duos, the arrangements are powerful, and we tend to do songs that most duos would not even consider doing. The average duo.
It's not all blues.
I mean, we do a lot of R&B
and soul
and we do Jimi Hendrix, and we do Marvin Gaye arrangements, and we do just things that arrangements that people. Jeff Beck.
Yeah.
You know.
Well, Jimi Hendrix lives right up here at the cemetery right by my house.
Yes.
He was a big influence to both of us. And we do a few. Yeah, we do a lot. We do a few Jimi Hendrix songs, and people aren't expecting
Didn't expect that. They don't. Of course, we're big Allman Brothers fans.
Huge
too,
Allman Brothers fan. Original
we do that
six.
Too. We
Brothers.
do the Allman. We do. Also.
You do Allman Brothers stuff too?
Yes.
Oh my Lord.
Oh yes, we do.
Dwayne Allman is my musical muse. Has been since 1969. So we do Whipping Post as a duo. We started as a duo.
Yeah.
It's a different kind of arrangement, but it's one of the number one request songs we get.
They request us to do that song all the time. Yeah.
Well, you know, when you are on stage and you're powerful and you come up with a wide range of music, that holds the audience's attention all the way through, and by the end of it, the show, they don't want to go home because they want to see more.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's where to leave them, because then you can come back and give them more.
Well,
exactly.
You've got to remember that who your audience is.
Yes.
And we include them from the second we start playing. It's like we make them feel like we're in their living room.
Yeah, or like we're old friends and we're joking. Some we talk. We have a banter thing, and just it's just off the cuff. And people enjoy that. You guys are so funny. And I said, well, yeah, but we're just like we talk to them. And I think that intimacy, people like that as well. So
very much so. They like the fact that you're real, that you're real people.
Well, yeah. You know what? That's what struck me about a lot of the blues acts. Another example is Tommy Castro or Mike Zito. We've opened for a lot of these people, and they're just so down to earth, so real, willing to talk to you, help you in any way. And
Bernard Allison,
Allison's on the CD.
He's on the CD.
He's an incredible person and player.
Yes,
as was his father.
Yes, and we're just so I couldn't believe he said yes, he'd be on our CD. That
we wrote a song called,
how did you get him on there?
We wrote a song called Dead Man's Blues, and
I saw that. Yeah,
I literally wrote it walking down Beale Street. Stevie and I had performed in Memphis.
Yeah,
and I was walking down Beale Street and just thinking about
all those came before us,
all those people that have played there, and we're really not doing anything new. We think we are, but we're not. And so got back to the Airbnb and we wrote that song.
Yeah.
And we asked Bernard, would you be on? Because we played a blues festival together, and he said, I would be honored. And he's another one that just nailed it.
Yeah.
Well, I tell you, by the way, have you been to Nashville very much?
Together, no. Individually, I have.
Yeah.
I have.
There's a guy that I interviewed when he was like 16. His name is Dylan Warnock. You haven't heard of that name, have you?
No.
No. Okay. He's a guitarist, but so I just think it's awesome that what you guys are doing for music and for each other and for the people. That it's just awesome. So, by the way, I was going to ask you, now that you've got a number 2, you're going to have to figure out who's going to open for you.
Oh, that's a problem that I would like to have.
Me too.
That problem is coming.
That would be nice.
That'd be nice.
That would be nice. That would be a nice place to be.
Be a headliner, because from what I understand, as sad as it is in the music world, you almost have to make your money off of live performances anymore because it's difficult.
You know,
Difficult to sell records.
It is.
It's very difficult. I mean, we're on all digital platforms, and I think the first week we had over 10,000 hits on Spotify.
Yeah.
In the first week. But that's, and look, we're not in it to make money. I mean, I wish we were.
I wish you were.
But
It's nice to be able to eat, though.
well, yes.
I want to eat and then put some gas in the car.
Yeah, a little thing like that. But you do make your money selling your CDs, you know, at venues, and the fans that come out, they want something tangible to go home with.
Right.
They don't want a digital copy of anything,
Right.
especially blues fanatics, right?
Yeah. So when we go to live shows, we
you know, we'll sell our CDs, but you know, it's a different business today than it was.
It is.
It really is.
So at a typical show, how many CDs would you just be able to sell?
Oh, it depends. When we do a larger blues festival, there's 30, 40 CDs that we sell easy. The smaller clubs, you might get 5, 10 a night, but still, it is what it is. It gets your music out there.
Yes, exactly. And get that word of mouth thing going. Oh, this is great. I want one too.
Yeah.
So kind of.
Hey, it's number 2, so somebody's playing it. Somebody likes it.
If you had 10,000 hits in a week?
In a week, just on Spotify. Yes.
Yeah.
So that you need to make that a lot bigger with all the other platforms.
Yes, exactly.
It is on all the other platforms.
We haven't looked. I don't even know how to get.
We don't listen. If this you can't tell by now, we're technically challenged. And don't laugh, Kevin, but we do have a co-writer. He's starting to co-write with us.
And he's not technically challenged.
He's brilliant.
He's brilliant. He can do all stuff.
And he's the one that's in charge of all that.
Yeah.
So he's the one that actually called us and said, we just hit number 2. I couldn't believe it. I was like, that's not possible. So, like I said, we've got things coming up in California.
Yeah.
And more projects, and we are excited.
You're out there in Seattle?
I'm in Seattle, yeah.
Hey,
Wow.
yeah. So guess you know, we'll be that far away. We'll be in California.
St. Michelle Winery. That's a
Winery. Got it.
I will.
yeah. Chicago's been there, and lots of other named acts. Although my associate producer is 31, and I said, you know, Chicago is, and she said, who? I was like, oh crap.
You're making me feel old.
How'd you feel, Kevin?
Yeah,
It's like,
how was that? You're like,
Oh, and then I was making a reference to the Beatles, and she said, well, I listened to some of those, and I know some of those songs. It's like, oh man,
yeah.
Really? So it's tough, but you guys are young at heart. You're forming a name for yourself, and you hit number 2. You should be just ecstatic with that.
We are. We're still pinching ourselves, but our eye is on the prize in terms of the next project, getting out to California, recording the next one.
Yeah.
And you know, like we've had mini tours and we've done little things in Florida and that, but
I would not be a bit surprised because when you start getting noticed and then more people find you, that's when good things start to happen.
Well, you know, and I'm not bragging by any means because I'm a very humble person. I'm a Delaney endorsed artist out of Austin, Texas, and Mike Delaney,
2 guitars.
When you're an endorsed artist, he is behind you 100%.
He is,
and he loves this duo. We're not a typical blues sound. We're the soul blues, and he's just been so supportive.
He has been. He's been wonderful.
You know, along with Tommy Castro, like I said, Mike Zito, Anna Popovich, Samantha Fish, Danielle Nicole. Yeah, all these people are so Nisi Blue out of Detroit.
Blues. Yeah, Nisi Blue. Yeah,
been so generous
wonderful.
and kind.
And by the way, I wanted to thank MTS Management Corporation or Management Group and Michael Stover for getting you and me connected. I really appreciate that.
Awesome.
You guys are welcome to come on here anytime you want to, and we can play more music.
Great.
Fantastic. We will do that.
Would love to do that. Now, I promised Michael that at 20 till I would kick you loose. I broke that promise because it's now 18 till.
We're gonna get moving, but it was wonderful talking. I wish we could do this for a couple hours.
Yes.
Unfortunately.
Next time, I love music. I love the blues. I love what you guys are doing. You've got great energy and a great heart, and just keep doing what you're doing. You'll be great.
Thank
All
you,
right,
Kevin.
thank
It
you,
was an honor
Kevin.
to meet you. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much.
Honored to meet you guys too. And what we're going to do now, ladies and gentlemen, they're going to go play like, I wish we could all go see you play live, but they're going to go do that. And we're going to play a couple of songs of theirs before we close out the hour so that you can get a feel for who they are and then go look them up and please buy their music. Don't steal it.
www.soulfulfemme.com.
Yes, soulfulfemme.com.
Go there and buy the CD. That would be really cool.
All right. Yes, it'd be cool.
Ladies, have a good performance and break a leg. We know
right.
what that means.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye. Take care.
You too.
Okay, ladies and gentlemen, we are going to now play Born to Blues is what we're going to play next. And
Don't forget the same thing.
now they can't get off the phone. That's funny.
I was born in the shadow of the moon. Don't you know I was born in the shadow of the moon? Don't you know, baby, I was born to blues. Hey, come over here, baby. Walk a mile in my shoes. Oh, come over here, baby. Walk a mile in my shoes. Then you'll know why I was born to blues. You've got nothing to fear when you've got nothing to lose. Oh, you've got nothing to fear when you've got nothing to lose. Don't you know, baby, I was born to blues. I said, don't you know, baby, I was born to blues. Don't you know, I was born to blues. Oh, yeah. Don't you know, baby, I was born
And that is the Soulful Femmes. That is Stevie and Cheryl, our last selection. I feel like a DJ now. And for our last selection of the evening, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to play Bitter Taste.
If I could have felt then what I'm feeling now, if I could have sensed what clearly makes no sense now, would have changed it, rearranged it, let it go now. But all I have left, all I have left, all I have left is the bitter taste of you, is the bitter taste of you.
Hey, and thanks for listening to this episode all the way to the end. Hey, pretty cool. Hey, don't forget to follow us so you can receive regular updates and new posts. And remember, take care of each other because each other's all we got. See you next time on My Independence Report.